Have these Stoics lost their minds? Do you think it makes sense to be a Stoic in our time? Or rather, is a Stoic life possible today? I can almost hear those who say, if the great Roman emperor could do it 2,000 years ago, why not us? So let's think about this for a moment. First of all, Stoicism is based on things like fatalism, the dichotomy of control, virtues, and our control over our emotions, right? Let's question the applicability of these things today. First, let's take a look at fatalism. Stoic philosophers are determinists. They say everything is the result of an order and is bound by cause and effect relationships. This is also called cosmic causality. Today, however, fatalism is seen as passivity and an escape from responsibility. And I agree with this view on one point, otherwise why would I be making this video, right? Of course, your religious views are also a factor in evaluating Stoic philosophy. If you don't believe in God, it might seem like nonsense to you already. Still, let's not judge it that way and continue. But I don't know, man. Throwing away a philosophical view entirely, because some parts seem absurd to us, means throwing away many valuable things too. It would be good not to forget that. Now that I've delivered my sermon, let's continue. Next one is the control dichotomy. In short, this means there are two types of actions, those you can control and those you cannot control. For example, right now you can like the video and subscribe, right? That's an action you can control. At the same time, for me, that's an action I cannot control. Liking something is a decision you make freely, completely under your control, right? Or is liking this video part of your destiny? Man, I don't know, don't ask me, I haven't made up my mind on this yet. I'm eagerly waiting to hear your thoughts on this in the comments. Now let's move on to our control over our emotions. Here too, we can see echoes of fatalism. For example, in one of his texts, Seneca tells a woman who has just lost her son that death belongs to nature, that her son is not really a loss but has returned to where he belongs, that her son did not belong to her but was only lent to her, and that she should not grieve over this. My friend, I understand that Stoicism is a harsh philosophy, but let the woman grieve, right? Especially when her pain is still so fresh. I can feel her cursing you inside as you say these things. Everything has its place and time, doesn't it? I condemn you, Seneca, my friend. Next are virtues. According to these Stoic philosophers, virtue is the only truly good thing, while other things like money, status, and health are neither good nor bad. These virtues are divided into wisdom, courage, moderation, and justice, but they see them as a single virtue. Let's take a look at what these are. First, wisdom. Wisdom can be described as the ability to discern what is within our control and to make correct judgments. In other words, it is one of the virtues I believe we should possess. Second, courage. Courage can generally be described as doing what is right despite the pain you feel, the fear you experience, and what you lose. Are we some kind of superheroes? Let's continue. Third, and in my opinion the most important, is moderation. Moderation means avoiding excesses, balancing our desires and impulses, and teaching us to find balance in everything. I believe that moderation is the virtue among these that will serve us best today, and is the one virtue we must possess. Don't you agree? I want to elaborate on this a little more. In the era we live in, we go to extremes in everything. We are driven by our desires and impulses, and even unconsciously shaped by social media, the greatest authority of our time. At this point, this virtue may be the only one that allows us to take control. And finally, justice. We can define justice as being fair and honest towards others no matter what, and as a sense of social responsibility. Man, we live in an era where capitalism is at its peak, where narcissists and psychopaths roam freely, and where everything revolves around lies. Do you think this is possible? Honestly, being Machiavellian seems more reasonable to me in this day and age, but I still haven't reached a conclusion. Let that be the subject of another video. So have these Stoics lost their minds? Maybe Stoicism simply doesn't work in the modern world. Maybe it never really worked at all. Or maybe expecting someone to live this virtuously is unrealistic in any era. Maybe Stoicism is actually the right path, but the world we live in is too corrupted to follow it. Or maybe the problem is deeper than philosophy. Maybe humans were never biologically designed to consistently choose what is right. That's something we'll talk about in the next video. See you there.